Hello, you filthy cretin peasants. It is I, Lord Bear, king of the funnies, the 6 villages near my estate, and the first peasants, ruler of big booby blonde brunette and redheads. That's right, ladies and gentlemen, I've expanded my repertoire of the ladies. Ha 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 ha! Snorter of fun powder, breaker of booties, smacker of clams, and protector of Betty the blunderbuss. You can't have her, she's mine. Now, my wenches and gentlemen who need to stay away from my wenches, they're mine. Today we're going to respond to the hypocrisy shown by Ethan Klein, aka H3H3, which stands for Happy 3, Hypocrisy 3. For you see, dear viewers, H3H3 over here has recently had the audacity to complain about the recent Burger King ad, in which the corporate entity attempted to sell mental health-themed burger meals. It was cringy, it was awful. They even decided to fire a few digs at their main competitor, McDonald's, all to show how invested they are in your mental health. Working with Mental Health America, despite not showing they were doing so until the end of the ad, and putting a link in the description. Pretty scummy behaviour as another company attempts to jump on a bandwagon to sell their product. Now, why is this hypocrisy, one might ask? Well, I'll tell you. H3H3 is complaining about the actions taken by Burger King, which isn't a real title, by the way, bloody pretender. He was annoyed, aggravated by Burger King's attempt to take advantage of mental health and the charity attempting to help people, which is rich, coming from the guy who shilled for Betterhelp, which we will get into. Until then, play the video.
No one is happy all the time, and that's okay. That's why Burger King is introducing real meals. Are you fucking kidding me, Burger King?
No, I don't think they're kidding you, Ethan. Unlike you, who shilled for BetterHelp, an online therapy service that ripped people off, that took their money without actually assisting them, without hiring actual qualified therapists. You promoted for money a company that either rejected people post-questionnaire due to severity, which I suppose isn't a bad thing, but they took the money of many without actually providing the service. Not just that, but they had hired people who were not bloody qualified. Now you might get away with that on my manor, but you won't here. BetterHelp still exists, by the way, ladies and gentlemen. Did you forget so quickly, Ethan, and thus decided to hammer Burger King, who, whilst are carrying out a scummy practice here, your promotion of BetterHelp without doing the research, promoting it to your massive audience to be used by vulnerable people, I believe is possibly objectively worse. I mean, who do you think you are? Me? Are you a man after my own heart? A man of culture? One who stands atop his manor shouting at his indentured servants, which of course is the politically correct term, it is 2019 after all, but do you stand there atop your edgy boy tower, treating everyone as if they were beneath you? I mean, it's literal in this example, but you know what I mean! I didn't realise we had another American in the royal bloody family!
You believe this corporate nightmare? These corporations need to stop. This KFC, this Burger King, this Wendy's, they all need to go fuck off. You're not one of us.
One of us, one of us, one of us, one of us. Now, Ethan, darling, whilst you and I share the same status, you are not one of us in the same sense as everybody else. Your viewers, Irate Alex, that peasant who owns this channel, you know, poor people. You've elevated your status in society, sir. You don't belong to the scum classes. You don't have to associate yourselves with the common rabble anymore. Your worth, combined with Ela, $1.5 million. You have celebrities on your podcast, combined with both channels, your employees, mate, you're a company as well. Not as large, granted, but I don't think you fit into the bracket of quote-unquote one of us somehow. You're better than the rest of these animals, Ethan.
And then
What the fuck was that?
And then they're like supporting Mental Health America, but like, what exactly are you doing?
Despite the pathetic attempt carried out by Burger Pretender King to raise awareness, I guess. But obviously, just being in it to sell burgers, this advert, as offensive as it is is still a more positive move forward towards destigmatizing mental health, although not really, and raising awareness, and again, not really. I mean, the bar is pretty low at this point. What have you done, Ethan? That 20-minute clip from your podcast where you spoke about depression and anxiety? Lazy bum. You could have made an actual video and released it on the bigger channel. But of course, cutting up clips from your now pre-recorded podcast is much easier, isn't it? Claiming to care about the issues but putting in zero effort. Even our royals have done more than that. And one of them's a bloody ginger married to a sex doll. I mean, don't get me wrong, I can appreciate industry when I see it. And I raise a glass to your slothness, sir. But I am Lord Bear. It's expected of me at this point.
Nothing. They're making money.
Yeah, you're still just selling the same burger.
Yeah.
How much money did you make promoting Betterhelp? Wasn't it Boogie2988 who said he was offered, along with other creators, over $100 a pop per sign-up? How much did you make from the misery of others, Mr. Klein? Imagine being so egotistical that you would accept a sponsor from a shady mental health online therapy service. Well, I personally don't have to. When I look at each of all of you, I just think of money. But that's okay, because I'm better than all of you.
So we actually went out and bought all of these for review. So we've got here, well, we can bring them in.
Ethan Klein, Burger King are disgusting for taking advantage of the mentally ill. Also, Ethan Klein, we purchased all of their mental health themed meal deals, so you really don't care, like, at all, do you? I appreciate your candor, sir. You're still a major player on the platform despite treating your fan base like moronic tools. You wouldn't release any new videos for ages, and when hammered with criticism, you release a new video where you promote your new mobile app game. Your podcast has tons of dead air, and to be honest, your energy levels and how you interview your guests is below par for your size, if I'm honest. I've had to chop out loads of dead air in this response video. You used to be a very funny creator who pushed for the justice against copyright abuse. Now what are you? An overweight hypocrite. Well, I guess you're a millionaire, so it doesn't matter. Welcome to the ranks, oh chap. You, sir, are a true capitalist.
I love the Burger King of all people is making the depressed meal because honestly nothing makes me more depressed than eating a Burger King burger.
And yet you're about to consume one like you've been starved for weeks on end. Nothing, I tell thee, makes him more depressed than eating a Burger King burger. And you know what makes poor Alex and a lot of your subscribers depressed? 1, your newer content isn't quite the same as the old stuff and isn't quite as funny. 2, there are much better podcasts out there with minimal dead air, and yet yours is super successful. 3, you accepted and promoted Betterhelp, who went on to scam new users. And 4, you chose to not back up PewDiePie in the N-word scandal.
It's disgusting garbage. It's crap. It's disgusting. And I love that they have depression burgers because I don't need help getting depressed when I eat Burger King.
Huh! It sounds like the description to the H3H3 podcast, to be honest. Lord Bear did a funny.
So were they just starting shit with McDonald's because they have the Happy Meal?
Yes, exactly. They're trying to call up McDonald's for the Happy Meal.
Which, admittedly, is quite scummy. I agree. Well, Alex agrees. Personally, I think Burger King should have straight up just said in their advertisement, to be honest.
Now, they're being, you know how dumb this is? They call it a Happy Meal because it makes you happy when you get the meal.
And you know
Not because you have to be happy to get the meal, you idiots.
This feels like fake outrage, to be honest with you, ladies and gents. And I'm nothing if not honest. By the way, the 2 people who complained at me last time saying my voice is annoying. Firstly, I'm a cartoon avatar and a character played by Alex. And 2, you don't have to watch the whole bloody video. Hashtag just saying, douche canoes.
The depression meal? Who thought this was a good idea?
But also inside, it's just a regular.
Oh, yeah,
meal.
you're like, oh, this is some interesting shit? No, it's just a Whopper and fries, man.
Did you honestly believe that promoting Betterhelp to your audience was a good idea? I'm not defending Burger King here. What they did was scummy. Well, that's what Alex tells me anyway. Personally, keeping my workforce depressed helps me as I can cut their wages more often. Well, I say wages, but they're a lot less likely to notice the lack of upkeep on their personal quarters. Ha ha.
Ian, tell me about the process of getting these. I'm curious. The burger looks all right, to be honest with you. You want one?
No. You already had one.
I know.
You're not.
Ian, talk to me.
Don't speak with your mouth full, Ethan. I know this show has an incredible abundance of dead air, but that's just rude. Also, two burgers? What happened to Burger King burgers making you depressed? What happened to the narrative that Burger King was scumbags for doing this? Not only did you purchase all of the mental health themed meals, but you're eating all of them too. Good grief, man.
But these corporations have to stop. I am not down. I don't find it cute. I don't find it charming. Their food sucks ass. Burger King, fuck you.
Yes, these corporations must be stopped. Whilst he sat there wearing their merch, eating their food after spending money on their product. Eating the product of the corporations to own the corporations, as it were. You sure showed them, Ethan. He then goes on to complain about the Twitter mascot personalities that write and post tweets to seem relatable, but really just comes across as a moody old man, to be honest. Yes, it's cringy, but the Wendy's account can be rather amusing from time to time, you know.
Wendy's talking shit about Burger King. Well, talk about calling the kettle black. You know, Burger King also has spicy chicken nuggets. Yeah, but there's also water in the bottom of the dumpster out back if you're thirsty.
Roasted. Got him.
Who is this person who took the screenshot? Because they liked the tweet.
Yeah.
Yes, Ela, they God forbid like the tweet. You both sound like hipsters, if I'm honest. God forbid someone gets amusement of these Twitter accounts throwing shade at each other, even if just to appear relatable. You sound like hipsters and the fun police. Yes, it may all be just marketing strategy, but it's a bit of fun. And at the end of the day, if people look at these tweets and go and buy a meal from one of the corporations, well, that's just the market at work. Capitalism, baby! Bit of fun, bit of humour. I personally wouldn't do it in my tweets. My tweets would read like this: "Buy my products, peasants!" But you know, what do I know?
You know, it's probably like a 30-year-old guy pretending to be that he's 12.
That's even worse.
Yeah, I'm telling you. Wendy's, this savage social media is run by a 30-year-old dude who jerks off to hentai.
Oh, that's going too far. Don't you talk about Irate Alex like that. He may be a bit rough around the edges, but he's a good boy. Oh, you weren't talking about him. Never mind. Look, Ethan, Ela, masters of comedy, gatekeepers of chuckles and dead air. While I appreciate you've handled most criticism well over the years, and your podcast clip, the 20-minute one in which you talk about your own personal struggle with mental health, that was really positive and probably helps a lot of people, this was hypocrisy of the highest order, sir. I appreciate that you, a large platform, fired a few shots at Burger King because, well, bugger Burger King, if I'm honest. It's the fact that it came from you, which is bad optics in my opinion. Plus, you look ridiculous right now. But I've had enough of Mr. Ethan $1.5 million Klein for one day. I'm going to retreat to my safe space. Let me know what you thought of this video down below. I'd love to ignore your comments. In fact, of all the comments I get in my comment section, I won't read yours the most. Cheerio!